Article 14. Every person shall be entitled to his personal liberty, and no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except in the following cases, and in accordance with the procedure permitted by law: in execution of a sentence or order of the court in respect of a criminal offense of which he has been convicted, or B, in the execution of an order of a court punishing him for contempt of court, or C, for the purpose of bringing him before a court in execution of an order of a court, or D, in the case of a person suffering from an infectious or contagious disease, a person of unsound mind, a person addicted to drugs or alcohol, or a vagrant for the purpose of his care or treatment or the protection of the community, or E, for the purpose of the education or welfare of a person who has not attained the age of 18 years, or F, for the purpose of preventing the unlawful entry of that person into Ghana, or of effecting the expulsion, extradition, or other lawful removal of that person from Ghana, or for the purpose of restricting that person while he is being lawfully conveyed through Ghana in the course of his extradition or removal from one country to another, or G, upon reasonable suspicion of his having committed or being about to commit a criminal offense under the laws of Ghana. 2. A person who is arrested, restricted, or detained shall be informed immediately in a language that he understands of the reasons for his arrest, restriction, or detention, and of his right to a lawyer of his choice. 3. A person who is arrested, restricted, or detained, A, for the purpose of bringing him before a court in the execution of an order of a court, or upon reasonable suspicion of his having committed or being about to commit a criminal offense under the laws of Ghana, or and who is not released, shall be brought before a court within 48 hours after the arrest, restriction, or detention. 4. Where a person arrested, restricted, or detained under paragraph A or B or clause 3 of this article is not tried within a reasonable time, then without prejudice to any further proceedings that may be brought against him, he shall be released whether unconditionally or upon reasonable conditions, including in particular conditions reasonably necessary to ensure that he appears at a later date for trial or for proceedings preliminary to trial. 5. A person who is unlawfully arrested, restricted, or detained by another person shall be entitled to compensation from the other person. 6. Where a person is convicted and sentenced to a term of imprisonment for an offense, any period he has spent in lawful custody in respect of that offense before the completion of his trial shall be taken into account, and in imposing the term of imprisonment. 7. Where a person who has served the whole or part of his sentence is acquitted on a appeal by a court other than a Supreme Court, the court may certify that he, Supreme Court, that the person acquitted be paid compensation, and the Supreme Court may, upon examination of all the facts and the certificate of the court concerned, award such compensation as it may think fit, or where the acquittal is by the Supreme Court, it may order compensation to be paid to the person acquitted.